Good morning, CSL Santa Cruz. How's it? Woo! Yeah, that's it. For those of you who may not know me yet, my name's Gitanjali Lori Rivera. My pronouns are she, her, and my people come from Puerto Rico and Scotland and Ireland. So we're about to get started with our Sunday celebration, and you know that you're always welcome to get up, dance, cause a fuss, and shake your thing and make a joyful noise. So we're going to start with handing it over. I think that's a good idea, don't you? I think so. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, If the problems go away and you're worried night and day, hands it over, get on your knees and pray. If you're sick, feeling low, got no money, nowhere to go, hands it over, get on your knees and pray.
Get on your knees and pray.
Hands it over,
Hand it over.
hands it over,
Hand it over.
give it up and give it over, hands it over, get on your knees and pray.
Get on your knees and pray.
Ain't no mountain you can't climb, no answer you can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. It'll heal your body, feed your soul.
Feed your soul.
Road is dark, can find your way.
Find your way.
Let the Spirit guide the way.
Guide your way.
Hands it over, get on your knees and pray.
Get on your knees and pray. Go on, Scott.
Hands it over, hands it over, give it up and give it over, hands it over, get on your knees and pray.
Get on your knees and pray.
Ain't no mountain you can't climb, no answer you can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. It heals your body, feeds your soul. The road is dark,
Road is dark.
can't find your way.
Find your way.
Let the Spirit
The Spirit
guide the way.
guide your way.
Hands it over,
Over.
get on your knees and pray.
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 Get on your
Or get up on your feet and pray. Do all the things and pray ceaselessly.
Yeah, and stay standing. Say hello to each other. Let's walk across the room, welcome each other into this space. For those of you who are viewing us on YouTube and on Facebook, we're so grateful that you are here. We want to know that you're here. Maybe put your name and location in the chat, and welcome to our Sunday morning celebration.
Morning, good morning. If you could take your seats, please. Yes. Okay.
Hey, wait, Marilyn.
Oh, you're good this morning. You're good little followers. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our Sunday morning celebration. Celebration here at the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz. If you haven't already, please silence your phones and enjoy the day with us. A special welcome to those of you viewing us on YouTube and Facebook. We are so pleased that you chose to join us this morning. So whether you're here in person or online, welcome to the center. My name is Leah Simone Reed. My pronouns are she and her, and my ancestors come from Ireland and Italy. We have a very special morning plan for you. We have Reverend Grace Lovejoy leading our spiritual practice, and Reverend Tamara Merrill is holding the room and all of us in prayer throughout the service. Yay. Today's musical muse is a CSL house band, and that is Anthony Steinberg on keys, Scott Norgren on sax, Brian Quinn on bass, Michael Shorvat on vocals and guitar, and our featured musician today is Lori Rivera. Yay! Our message will be delivered through Reverend Elijah Christopher. Yay. Please stay for service and social hour potluck. Thanks to the folks with last name G through L who brought food today. And next week, folks with last names M through R, you're up. And today is birthday Sunday, so there's birthday cake. You want to stay for that? Yoga, and here's some upcoming things happening at the center. There's always something, almost every day. So be sure and check our e-news or the website for all the details. But we have fairly new is Yoga for Everybody with Gitanjali, Lori Rivera, aka Lori Rivera, Yoga for Everybody, and she's offering a weekly gentle yoga class every Tuesday morning here at 10:30. So come to that on Tuesdays. We have multi-dimensional sound healing with Shira Stone this week, Wednesday and every second Wednesday of the month here in the sanctuary from 6 to 7. Open mic this week, 6 to 7:30. That's here at the center. Open mic with Molly Salins this month, and next month will be moved to the third Saturday of the month. So pay attention to that. Bring your skills and talents. The third Saturday of the month from 6:30 to 8 here at the center. And I'm going to invite Reverend Elijah up so they can tell us about synthesis.
I was almost surprised. I forgot that was going to happen. Hey, how many of you have taken a Synthesis Chapter 1 class up until this point? Oh, good, about half of us now. So, for everyone who's already participated in Synthesis Chapter 1, which is my version of the New Thought philosophy, hybridizing the teachings of Gene Houston, Ernest Holmes, some neuroscience, some Carl Jung, some rituals, some mythology, a whole bunch of stuff, all together, all for the purpose of helping you manifest or create the most important thing in your life that you want to see change. That's what this whole synthesis process is about. There's 2 classes about to start. Synthesis Chapter 2 is what we call Ritual Living, and this is all about designing the rituals and the habits and the routines of your life to support you in that one thing you're seeking to create. And then Chapter 3 is what the class where we work with this presence that we call the entelechy. Which is a term that was created by Aristotle that Gene Houston uses a lot. And really, it's that part of you that's calling you, saying, come be me. And so we teach you how to develop a relationship with that part of yourself that's calling you. And we do a bunch of exercises to help you see your impact in time in a new and bigger way. So if you've already taken Chapter 1, Chapter 2 is going to start this Thursday. Chapter 3 starts this Wednesday. And I will tell you, how many of you have taken Chapter 2 or 3 already? So I'll tell those of you with your hands raised, everyone who's taken these classes for a second time has gotten more out of it the second time than they did the first time. So do join me in Chapters 2 and 3 of Synthesis starting this week. And if you haven't yet jumped onto the synthesis train, you're going to have 2 opportunities to take Chapter 1 starting in January and in March of next year. And then the track runs throughout the course of the year. So join me in class if you've already on the synthesis journey. I'll see you Wednesday and Thursday in class. For those of you who have not yet jumped in, keep your minds open, pay attention. There's going to be an opportunity to jump in 2024. You'll hear more from me later. That's enough for now.
2024. God, it's going to be here before we know it, huh? Okay, today, Michael Chervat's Super Conscious Recode is today at 12:30 in the Rose Room. We also have Kirtan today in the Sanctuary from 3:30 to 5:30. And like I said, be sure and check your e-news and the website for all the other goodies that are happening here throughout the week. I want to remind you that practitioners and ministers are available for prayer after service. You'll see them, they have their purple stoles. They'd love to pray with you, share your joy, don't leave here with a heavy heart, all the things, they're here for you. You can also place your prayer requests in the prayer box in the foyer, and those prayers will be prayed upon all week. Or you can send them to prayer@cslsantacruz.org if you're watching online. Or you can as well. So I'm going to invite Reverend Grace. Not what it says here. Come on, Reverend Grace. Come on, puppy. Sit.
I'm training it. Hi, everybody. I would be happy to share with you all of these things that we have an opportunity to speak of from a higher realm. So let me share with you our mission, purpose, and vision statements. You have these on your half sheets in your hands, or you can use the television screens. Please join me as we speak out loud together our mission, purpose, and vision. Let's say it mindfully. Ready? Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our vision is a world that works for everyone and all life on earth. We are a community dedicated to possibility. Oh, yes, you did a fine job there. Thank you. This is our inclusion statement. We stand with all of the Centers for Spiritual Living around the world, grounded in the knowing that the teachings of Ernest Holmes speak directly to liberty, equality, equity, inclusion, human rights, compassion, safety, self-determination, and spiritual living. Yes. For that reason, we are unambiguously in support of lives of Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Yes. We are unambiguously in support of gender equity and equality. Yes. We are unambiguously in support of LGBTQ lives. Yes. And unambiguously in support of women being the sole decision makers about their lives, well-being, dignity, and choices. Yes. And now take a deep breath, will you? Because we want to acknowledge the land on which we're sitting. So notice that you are grounded here. And take a moment to feel that ground beneath your feet. And take a deep breath in. And so we begin our morning by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Awaswa-speaking Upi tribe, the Amamutsan tribal band. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the ancestral and current struggle of the original people of this land. Thank you. And now, while you're seated, let me say a little prayer. Knowing that we've all come together for a high and holy purpose, which is joy, love, laughter. Those are high and holy things. And when we keep our hearts and minds light, it allows us to see everything that is going on around us through that light. Let us see the light, and let us be the light. Let us shine everywhere today, and let people know just how important it is to be embodied in this wonderful human form and get an opportunity to do something wonderful on the earth and for the earth. Let us be a blessing because we are so blessed. And so it is. Thank you.
And as we come to this holy time and these holy activities, we asked for that divine, that one being, the beloved, to use us for the purpose that we were born to fulfill. So we'll sing our song, Use Me, today, and the words are on your half sheet. Encourage you to sing along with us.
Here I'll abide as you show.
Beautiful. You're all so beautiful. And there's this beautiful scripture in the Christian tradition where he says that we are the yeast for the dough. We are the salt of the earth. So, and I love the idea of saltiness. We all have a little saltiness. Yeah. And we can't lose that salt. So this is a song by Liz Wright called Salt. I'm just thinking of it. I've got Use Me going through my head right now. So. We need each other. We all need each other. How can you lose your song when you have sung it for so long? And how can you forget your dance when you thought that your dance was all you ever had? It must be true. You can't separate the two. No, you can't. It's impossible to do, just like the salt in the stew. It's all a part of you. of Elijah be salty.
Well, that was delicious. That's Lori Rivera and the CSL House Band, everybody. So good morning. Good morning. It's lovely to be here. It's beautiful in Santa Cruz today. I also want to say a special hello to the folks at CSL Santa Fe, because what you here in this room may not know is that I've been working with CSL Santa Fe for the last, year or two, and I speak for this community about once a month. And so today's talk is being viewed by both communities. And so whether you're in Santa Cruz or Santa Fe or wherever you're viewing us online, let's begin with a few breaths. So exhale. Take a deep breath in. And let go. Deep breath in. Let go. One more deep breath. Breathe in. And let go. So, as you may or may not know, 2023 across Centers for Spiritual Living is our year of living out loud, which is really quite the call, I think. It's asking each one of us to stand up, to be bigger, to be louder, to be more in the world. And each month we're exploring a different way we're inviting us to do that. And this month our theme is speaking truth to circumstance, which is, I think, kind of fun. And so we started the month off last week talking about this idea that in this New Thought philosophy, in Science of Mind, in our teaching, there's this idea first and foremost above everything else, one thought: God is all that there is. God, spirit, consciousness, life force, the energy of which we are made is the one thing. And that one thing is absolutely perfect. Always. Untouchable, perfect. Right? And then last week I spoke a little bit about this idea from Plato of the eidos, that every single thing has an ideal form, an ideal pattern, a perfect template from which it is created. Up in the mind of God, in the mind of the universe, everything is absolute perfect thoughts. And then that trickles down through the collective consciousness, through my mind, into reality, and becomes something else. And there's a whole lot of that something else in our world at the moment, if you haven't noticed. So if everything's trickling down from divine mind and absolute perfection into existence, and what we see doesn't seem all that perfect, there's something there for us to play with, to think about, to contemplate, to bring deeper into our spiritual practice. Right? And in my synthesis work, I always invite folks to choose what's the one thing that's showing up for you that you need to pay attention to. And I often say the way to know what that thing is to look to whatever is being disrupted in your life. Whatever disruption is showing up in your own life or in the world as you see it out there, whatever it is that's catching your attention, whatever you see that feels wrong or broken or needs to be fixed, that is the thing that's calling you to pay attention to look at it, to ask deeper, what is here? And in this idea of speaking truth to circumstance, right, in Centers for Spiritual Living, we teach a spiritual technology that we call spiritual mind treatment, right? Or we use something called affirmative prayer. Right? So prayer in this movement, in this philosophy, is not about asking some outside source outside of us, please help me, I need your help, help, save me, whatever it is. Instead, we use the power of our consciousness to affirm what it is that we want to see. So affirmative prayer is a way that we speak to the circumstances in our lives. Whatever it is that we're seeing, we're claiming what should be. What's the deeper truth underneath this? What is it that's wanting to be revealed that for some reason has all these layers of stuff on top of it that looks like what I don't want? Right? And so the invitation is, whenever we see what we don't want, to start to look underneath it and try to name, what is this, what ideal quality, what perfect thought, what idea in the mind of God is this an imperfect manifestation of? Right? So if we experience sickness or unwellness in our bodies, right, there is a divine form of wholeness, of health, of wellness. And so rather than focusing on the thing that's showing up in our bodies, we want to invite ourselves to do our spiritual work, to build a relationship with this idea of wholeness. Right? If you're feeling a sense of lack or poverty or not enoughness in your life, right, that is an imperfect manifestation of the principle of abundance. Right? The nature of the universe is that it is overflowing with abundance. Right? And so if we feel that there's a lack of abundance in our lives, the invitation is build a relationship with this idea of abundance. Right? And so there are many absolute qualities in the universe, in God, in the mind of the one. Things like beauty, freedom, creativity, wholeness, and we could go on. And so take a moment and just think for yourself, think about something that's showing up in your life or in the world that you see that feels broken, that feels wrong, that feels like it's showing up in a way different than you would like to see it. So close your eyes and just think about something that you would like to see change. And then in your mind, in your heart, ask yourself, what is this? What's the divine absolute? What's the perfect quality that this thing is an expression of? Right? And so if you're seeing war in the world, peace might be your quality. If you see separation, it might be connection. If you see hatred, it would be love. If you're feeling sickness or pain, reach out to wholeness. If you feel like there's not enough, reach out to abundance. And can I just hear, just some words come from the room? What are those absolute qualities that you found for yourself? Just say them out loud. Joy. Passion, harmony, vitality, connection, creativity, wholeness, and so many more. Right? Ooh, flow, yeah, let's find that one. So here's the thing. One of my favorite passages from Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook comes from around page 46, I think, actually. You can go look it up later. But I'm going to paraphrase. And he basically says that anyone who courts a particular principle will become the place where that principle reveals itself in the world. And I love this idea of courting a principle. Building a relationship with a divine idea. And so what would it look like if those words that we all threw out here, what would it look like if each one of us lived our lives as if we were the living invitation for that one quality to show up in the world? If there's something in the world that you see, you think is broken or not working, then you be the place in the world where that thing changes. And speak to the circumstance the absolute truth that is underneath it. Right? Imagine Jesus in the desert, that get thee behind me, Satan, right? But for us, it's like, get thee behind me, fear, get thee behind me, hatred, get thee behind me, not enoughness, right? And stand in front of you, allow yourself to envision that there are these high and holy qualities that are seeking to express themselves in the world. And that our job is to be the place where these things are filtering through our individual minds into the world in a new way. And we have to learn that speaking truth to circumstance, this is the work we have to do inside of our own minds, my friends. Because how often do the things show up and we buy into the story? We buy into the story of not enoughness. We buy into the story of being separate. We buy into the story of whatever it is, right? And it's not just my own story, the stuff that I'm telling myself in my head that I have to combat, but there's also the collective stories that are surrounding us, right? And much of the world right now, I see is being hypnotized by these collective stories of not enoughness, of separation, of hate, of division, right? These stories have become so captivating that they've captured the mind of humanity. And we have to start telling ourselves when these thoughts creep in, no, There is something greater at work here. There is a bigger truth trying to reveal itself. Right? And so we have to be the ones who, whenever anything shows up, we start developing a practice of asking ourselves, what is it that's truly trying to show up here? And what do I have to move within myself to allow that thing to happen in the highest possible way? And sometimes that's going to be letting go of belief. It's going to be letting go of a story we believe about ourselves. It's going to be letting go of a thought that perhaps doesn't belong to us, but we inherited from a parent or a teacher or a religion, right? And then there's these thoughts that we have to let go of, right? Because that divine mind is trickling through my mind, and it's acting upon whatever it is that I'm thinking. And unfortunately, reality has this funny thing where it appears real. And so it's really easy to buy into whatever's showing up in front of us, right? Because it seems so real. But all true, deep, mystical, spiritual traditions will tell you that whatever you see in front of us whatever you see is an illusion, that there is actually a divine reality underneath all of this. And that our job is to do the mental work, the mental cleaning, to speak to the thoughts that are happening in our minds and declare a higher truth so that we can clear away all of that debris of mind so that what we see is the truth. And that takes a little bit of work, right? And so we have this beautiful process in Science of Mind, Reverend Grace spoke to it last month, that we call spiritual mind treatment. And it's a 5-step prayer. And and we learned this in the foundations class. There's a few folks in my foundations class who just learned this a couple weeks ago. We study this deeply in our practitioner training. And we're trained to walk our minds through these 5 logical steps. And what I've realized recently is that after some diddle-umpteen years of doing this practice, I find that repetitively walking myself through these 5 steps, which I'm going to tell you what they are in just a minute, has trained my mind to think in that pattern, right? So that step 1, God is all there is. We call this the recognition. First step, recognize that there is a divine truth. Recognize that there is only one thing happening. Recognize in your own mind that the universe is one seamless place, that consciousness is one thing, that God is all that there is. That's step 1. Step 2, from that place, if God is all there is, then guess what? That's who you are, that's what I am. So the second step is to unify, to say, if God is all there is, then I am one with God. If this divine consciousness is the one thing, then that's what's expressing through me. If these divine absolutes are true, then they should be available to me in my life. So step 1, God is all there is. Step 2, I am one with God. Right? Well, then from that place, we can move to the third step, which we call the realization, which is where we speak our affirmation of what it is that we want to see. So from this place of recognizing that God is all there is, and I am one with God, then I can say, well, therefore, I am love. I am peace. I am wholeness. Anything that I say God is, then I can say I am as well. If there's anything in my life that I'm seeing is wrong, it's that part of the prayer where then I can speak to the divine wholeness. I can speak to the nature of love. I can speak to the fact that consciousness is all that there is and remind myself of what I need to know in that place. So if God is all there is, and I am one with God, and I can speak my truth from that place, then the fourth step is to speak your gratitude, as if the thing you've already spoken has already happened. Because guess what? Gratitude is causative. Whatever you're grateful for, you'll get more of that. Yes. Right? So we speak our truth, and then we claim our gratitude. We say, thank you, life. I am so grateful that this is already happening for me. And then if I'm already grateful for it, and I believe it in my mind as if it's already happened, then the fifth step is just to let it go, to not hold on to it. Right? Have you ever had that experience where you want something so bad, and you just hold your mind on it, you grab onto it however you can, and it's just like it just won't show up. And then the moment you go, it's fine. It's like, whew, there it comes. If anyone's like trying to find a relationship, stop looking, it'll find you. Right? And And that release piece is so important. I'll tell you, the surefire recipe to manifest anything you want in your life, 2 steps. 100% enthusiasm with 0% attachment. Can you just imagine and get excited and expect something to take place in your life, wholly and completely, live it up in your mind, feel it, and then have 0 attachment to how it shows up? The things you want will show up in the world faster than you can imagine. But it's when we hold on to our idea of how it's supposed to happen that we often miss it when it shows up, right? So the process here is to invite ourselves to train our minds to look for the divine reality, to remember that that is who we are, to speak our truth to circumstance, and then allow ourselves to be grateful in advance before it shows up, and then let go of any attachment to how it happens. Because I guarantee you, the mind of the universe, the imagination of God, will come up with things way better than you can. Or I can. I'm a pretty creative and imaginative person, but turns out the universe is even more creative and imaginative. And if we can trust that there's something greater at work here, then we can allow that thing to work on our behalf. We can allow ourselves to be moved by the something greater. We can allow ourselves to be in service to the more. Right? So whatever it is that appears to be wrong in your life, in your body, in the world out there, I want to invite us to be a people who are looking deeply, asking, what is underneath this that's wanting to be revealed? What is underneath this that wants to be opened up? What is this inviting me towards? Because I believe every one of us is being called by something. And it's either going to show up, as Michael Beckwith would say, we're either pushed by the pain or we're pulled by the vision. But either way, that thing is trying to call you forward. And if it seems broken or unfunctional, whatever that thing is, it's showing up to push you forward. But if you found your passion and your excitement and your love and the thing that you want to engage in, then it's going to pull you. But either way, you're moving forward. You've got this wave of evolution underneath you carrying all of us. We're all being moved towards the more. And fortunately or unfortunately, we live in this fantastic moment where humanity is being moved forward towards something. And much of us who are still not ready to really look at what is here are being pushed by the pain. And little by little, we're waking up and catching a bigger picture, a bigger vision of who we could be when we heal this stuff. And rise into a new vision, rise into a new possibility, rise into a new way of being. But we have to be willing to look through whatever is and ask ourselves, what is truly seeking to be revealed here? Because if we're willing to look for it, it's there. Whatever you look for, you will find. So if you keep looking for the problem, you're gonna find it. I promise. But if you keep looking for the solution, you'll find it. You will. So we have to look underneath whatever's coming at us, because your good, your gift, your possibility, your future is hidden in all the stuff that's coming at you. And so invite yourself to look deeply, to be willing to sit with what is and ask, what is here for me? And then tell that story in your own mind, and as you hear yourself speaking, whatever it is that you are speaking is what you are perpetuating. So pay attention to what you're saying and to what you're thinking, and look for the truth and find a way to speak to that as much as you can. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Another deep breath in. And as we breathe, I'm going to walk us through these 5 steps. So first, I recognize that God is all there is. I claim and know and declare for myself that there is one seamless presence that is living and breathing throughout the entirety of the universe. And it is this one who is unfolding in, through, and as everyone, everything, everywhen, everywhere, that the Spirit of the living God is intimately and intricately interwoven into every circumstance, into every interaction, into all that is. And so from there, I move to that second place of remembering that if God is all there is, if that one seamless presence is true in all, then that's who I am. That I am a place where Spirit is revealing itself. I am a place where evolution is happening. I am a place where new thoughts are taking place, where I am willing to see the truth of who I am and allow that to be reflected back so that each one of us then remembers the truth of who we are. That each one of us is the universe. That each one of us is life itself. That each one of us is evolution in motion, bringing something new into this experience we call creation. And so from that place, I then speak my word for each person here, that we may stand in a new way of seeing, that we may speak truth to circumstance, that we may look at what's happening in the world and in our lives, and what we begin to see is the activity of God. We see the activity of evolution. We see possibility unfolding. Even in the things that we think aren't working, we see there's a divine order and there's something more at work here, and so we learn to trust it. And in that trust, we can then speak our gratitude and say that we are grateful even for the things that seem to be not working because they are propelling us towards the more. We can be grateful for everything that is unfolding in our lives right now because everything that's happening is truly for us. Even if we can't see it in the short run, evolution, spirit, conscious creation is happening and moving us towards something greater. And so if I can be grateful for that, then I can surrender, I can let go, I can allow myself to be lived by something greater. And so Ernest Holmes will remind us that there is a power for good in this universe that is so much greater than we are, and yet it is who we are. Let it move through us into everything we do. Let it guide us towards the more. And so I just accept this that has been spoken. Declaring it as true, I say, and so it is. Thank you, friends.
Nice. Thank you, Reverend Elijah. Beautiful. So we look for what's arising in our life. We look for it. We look for the truth. We look for the joy. We look for the peace. We look for that abundance. And we look for the good. And we're going to sing a song, and we encourage you to sing along with us if you know the song by our dear brother in the spirit, Jason Mraz. It's called Look for the Good in Everything. In everything, not just the things that we think are what we want. And that nothing is happening to us, everything is happening for us. Yes, yes. Awesome. Just give me a chord there. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. If you want to get up and move around, you can. You don't need my permission. People done gone mad. People done forgot powers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes if there's a silver lining. You still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. So I keep on trying, keep on trying when it gets frightening. And look for the good in everything. You can sing along if you want. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done already. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature. Everyone is God. Everyone is love and light and vibration. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look out for all the heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good. Look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes, and maybe they should. Look for the good. Look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Let's sing that again. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.
Well, that was fun. How you feeling out there? Yeah. So, are you feeling excited? You feeling inspired? You feeling uplifted? Oh, excellent. Well, this is our time to support us so that we can keep giving you more of that enthusiasm, uplift, and inspiration. So this is our time for conscious giving. If you want to invest in this community and help us do what we're doing, but more and better, we ask for your gifts. And so if you have a gift to share with us this morning, do take that out. And I want to invite everyone just to place a hand near your heart and just repeat this affirmation after me. For all that I am, for all that I have, for all that I give, and for all that I receive, I am truly grateful. Thank you. And the ushers will pass around. And Leah does have a card reader if you want to see her after service, if you want to do a little swipey.
I am so blessed. so grateful. I am so blessed. So blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. So take another deep breath in. And let us just remember how blessed we are to be part of a community like this, to live where we live, to have the freedoms that we do. Let us just remember how truly blessed that we are. And so in that mode of blessing, I then just speak a word of gratitude for every gift given that makes this community what it is, for these musicians, for this place, for the volunteers, for our technical staff, for the folks in the kitchen, for the greeters, for each person who walked through these doors today, for every gift given, financial or otherwise. I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for this community that allows each one of us to have this place to anchor in this remembering of the truth of who we are. And so in that awareness, I then speak a word of blessing on every prayer that has come into our prayer box to our practitioners and ministers for all that we are holding for this community and beyond. I know that every prayer that is answered from a place of deep truth, the answer is always yes. And so let us accept that. Let us remember that there is something more waking up for each one of us. And so here in this place today, I then just want to activate this time for healing, to gather this collective consciousness and this focused energy that we have here. So if there is anyone in this space who's seeking healing in the physical body in any way, I simply invite you to stand up right now into your willingness to receive that wholeness washing over your body. For anyone who's seeking healing in the areas of finances, prosperity, or abundance, I invite you to stand up right now into your willingness to receive that outpouring of good to enter into your life. For anyone who's seeking healing in the areas of love, grief, relationships, or forgiveness, I invite you to stand right now, arms open wide, with your willingness to allow that love to fill your life. And to any one of us and to all of us here in this place and beyond, may we stand right now into our willingness to speak truth to circumstance, to look for God in everything, to remember that all things lead towards the good. Let us be a people who stand into that awareness everywhere we go. And then if there is anyone on your heart or in your mind that you want to include in this energy we've created here together today, I simply invite you to speak those names out loud right now. And so lifting up each of these names, each person here, and all that we are holding, I lift up our nation, I lift up this world, knowing that love is evolving us forward. I give thanks for it all. I bless it, I let it be, as it is becoming. And so it is. So, thank you, my friends, for sharing your Sunday morning with us. I want to remind you that Leah does have her card reader. If you didn't have cash or a check and you want to do a little swipey swipe, you can see Leah. We're happy to accept more gifts. I want to say thanks to Susan and Mohini in the back of the room holding down all the tech stuff for us, to Chris and Ellen in the kitchen, to everybody who brought food today, to Lori Rivera and the CSL House Band.
to all of you, to me, to Spirit as us, I just say thank you. We've got one more song. Let's celebrate our way out of here, y'all. Thanks for being here today.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all myself. Silly girl. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was right at hand. But now I can say, if any of you are feeling discouraged, and you're struggling to make it through another day, as it says in the 4th step, you gotta let it go. No, it's the 5th step. Let it all go. Yes. And this is what I have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. We need to hear Scott Norbury. Go, Scott.
Take it, Scott. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I
us in the social hall for a social hour. It's birthday Sunday, Super Conscious Recode with Michael, and Kirtan at 3:30. Have a happy Sunday, everybody.